Superintendent Catlett, and members of the board. I reached out to you via email this morning regarding my questions about the City of Fredericksburg's statement addressing, sorry, I can't read with my glasses on, the President's executive order on immigration and deportation. I really appreciate the school's careful consideration of the needs and safety of our students and staff at this time of great uncertainty and political division. And while our schools never gather citizenship information on our students or their families, we know that the current climate puts these members of our community at great risk. I wrote asking for clarification of a couple of points in the statement, and Dr. Eberhardt was very kind to provide me with a detailed response. However, I would like to state those questions today because I do think that that clarification is really important for our community. And those questions were, under what specific circumstances would student records be released to someone outside of the school? This is all content in that statement. What law enforcement officers would be allowed to inquire about student status? Again, I understand that the Fredericksburg Police Department expressly does not inquire or investigate citizenship status. And could you specify the documentation required for law enforcement to access our staff and students? And that last question I think is very important because of misinformation. The only way that ICE agents could access individuals is through a judicial order assigned by a judge. And so making sure that that's clear to our citizens, to our community, I think is very important. I appreciate the limits of language. However, I think the absence of clear, direct language on these specific points creates confusion and could lead to fear, school avoidance, bullying, and also a potential for bad actors to attempt to access our schools. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak, for the time and dedication that all of you give to our students advocating and protecting our community. Thank you.
I've been a member of the Fredericksburg community for 25 years, settling here after graduating from Mary Washington when it was still a college. In that time, I have watched Fredericksburg grow into a vibrant community that welcomes people of all races, ethnicities, and genders, where people can love who they want, and where we listen to our neighbors about the impact that historical policies have had on their lives, and work together to promote and implement change. With our current political climate, we find ourselves at a fork in the road. One path leads to protecting and supporting our fellow citizens who may be marginalized by their immigration status. The other asks us to turn a blind eye to the serious harm that is happening to those same people. I am here tonight asking that Fredericksburg City Schools commits to walking the first path, reaffirming that the immigrants in our community and in our school system are safe, supported, and valued. To that end, city schools should continue to work to create a safe and welcoming environment for all students. I ask that city schools conduct a school climate survey asking students, staff, and families their opinions on the school environment. I ask that city schools implement teacher and administrative training on how to help families when dealing with federal immigration agent inquiries and raids. I ask that city schools pass a resolution specifically forbidding employees from cooperating with federal employees over immigration inquiries that lack a judicial warrant or subpoena. I ask that city schools create a plan for caring for children whose parents, caregivers, or guardians have been detained during the school day, including emergency mental health support. Finally, I ask that city schools are proactive in helping families keep their emergency contact information updated. Before I finish, I'd like to share a quick story with you. Last year, I was able to chaperone my son's third grade field trip to the Virginia Science Museum, and I wanted to bring an after-lunch treat for my group. When I mentioned it to my son, asking him what his classmates might like, he responded, "Anything would be good, just make sure it's not haram." I feel so lucky that my children have the opportunity to attend school with people of different backgrounds, religions, languages, and customs. Immigrants make the Fredericksburg community and our schools great. Please protect them.